Now we're going to talk about graphs. The learning competencies uses appropriate graphs to represent organized data: pie chart, bar graph, line graph, histogram, and ogive. So first we're going to have only pie chart, bar graph, line graph, and histogram. So the frequency histogram is just like almost the same with a bar graph. However, it is a frequency distribution of data values grouped into intervals. It is a graphical representation showing a visual impression of the distribution of data. A histogram consists of tabular frequencies shown as adjacent rectangles erected over intervals. The height of a rectangle is also equal to the frequency. So how do you construct a frequency histogram? You're going to place the data intervals along the horizontal axis. You're going to mark the frequency numbers on the vertical axis and draw rectangles for each interval. The height of the rectangle is the frequency count for that interval. So it's almost the same with bar graph. So to show you how are we going to make to make this, it's usually based on the data that will be given. So based on the data, here are the data. Make a histogram of the data below. Mrs. Bernardo tallied the second quarter math grades of all 200 grade 7 students in Lara's school as follows. So these are the interval. 66 to 70 ang nakakuha are 2 students. This should not be 200 students. Just all grade 7 students. I changed the numbers kasi. Sorry for that. 71 to 75, dalawa ang nakakuha. 76 to 86 ang nakakuha, so on and so forth. So to make the histogram, we're going to make two lines, vertical and horizontal, just like a 90 degrees angle. And then you're going to make the interval. So 1, 2, 3. As much as possible, you could use ruler so that the distance between the two lines are the same, equal. However, para mas madali lang, so we did not use ruler. So but I encourage you to use ruler. So for in here, 66 to 70, 71 to 75. So if you notice, meron kasing iba na 66 to 70 dito naman 70 to 75. So that would be easier para gagawa ka ng histogram. However, kapag hindi magkapareho dito, yung end dito at saka start, ang gagawin mo is ganito. So dito, you will start with, instead na 70 ang ilalagay mo dito, you're going to write 70 point, yung nasa gitna ni 70 at saka ni 71. So 70.5. So lagyan mo lang ng 0.5 yung mga number dito sa gilid. And if you notice, dito ako nag-start sa ikadalawa kasi dito meron pa dito, 'di ba? So ano yung 0.5 before 66? So that's 65.5. Do yung number before 66, that's 65. Dagdagan mo lang ng 0.5. So dito, however, kung dito na, mas madali na lang yung so on and so forth. Kasi dagdagan mo lang ng 0.5 dito yung mga nasa ikadalawa. So 80.5, 85.5, sorry, 90.5, 95.5, at saka 100.5. Again, kapag nakaganito, 66 to 70, 70 to 75, so that's easy kasi instead na 0.5, idagdagan mo ng 0.5, all you have to do is write 70 kasi magkapareho yung start at saka yung end. But for this one, kasi magkaiba, so dagdagan mo ng 0.5. Next, usually yung intervals is 2, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So pwede kang, every line is 1. Pero kung malalaki yung mga numbers, lagyan mo siya ng it's either by 1, by 2, by 3, by 4, by 5. Sorry for that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alam mo kung 20 ganito. So you could have it 5, 10, 15. But this one is 1 to 6 lang. So kaunti lang. So next, to 66 to 70, it's 2. So this is for 66 to 70. 71.75 ito dito sa dalawa. So all you have to do, kasi 66 to 70 is 2. So, lagyan mo lang ng ganito. Gagawa ka lang ng rectangle. So, 2 pa rin. Sa second 2. Sa Next is 6. So, straight mo sa 6. Yung top ng rectangle. 3. So, next, 5. So, dito ang 5. Next, 5 pa rin. Tapos, 3. So, this is now the histogram. So, that's how you're going to make the histogram. So, for this one is yung grades. And here is the frequency or the number of students na nakakuha ng ganitong grade. So that's how you're going to make histogram. Next, we're going to have pie graph, bar graph. So bar graph is almost the same as this one. So an example of bar graph is this. So for pie graph, this one, and this is the line graph. Alam ba kung ang i-compare sila, walang connection, yung mga data, it's better to use bar graph or bar graph. Bar graph rather. Kapag pie chart naman, usually kapag merong percent, halimbawa kung may buo tapos hinati-hati, so that's best if you're going to use pie chart. Pero kapag halimbawa kapag may connection, halimbawa per year, per month, yung month, year, it's the best to use line graph kapag may period of it shows the relationship over a period of time. So that's how you're going to use, or that's when you're going to use each kind of graph. So for example, we're going to make a bar graph in a pie chart of the data that we have collected, or it's an activity 2 page 4. So this one, we're going to make a bar graph for this. So it's bar graph is just easy. It's almost the same with histogram. So all you have to do is list this one. So gawa ka na naman ng 2 lines. Tapos itong dito, lagyan mo ng yung mga data, value. So Justin, Taylor, Adele, and Bruno. So dito, these are the frequency. So usually 4, 3, 9, 2, 4. So para mas madali lang, we could have it by 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So for this one, these are the precedent. At dito naman is the number of voters. Number of voters na pumili sa ganitong precedent. So for Justin, all you have to do is gagawa ka lang ng bar graph or ng rectangles papunta doon sa frequency. So 4. So this. Kay Justin, 4 ang pumili. Kay Taylor, 3. Kay Adele, 9. So pinakamarami si Adele. So probably ito siyang pinakamalakas na kandidato. At saka for Bruno, it's 4. So based on our observation, si Adele ang may probability, may taas na probability na mananalo. Next, we're going to have now the pie chart. So the pie chart is quite complicated, however, it's still easy naman. Madali lang naman siya. So first, you're going to have to copy the table. So President, Justin, Taylor, Adele, at saka si Bruno. Next, the frequency. Copy the frequency. It's 4, 3, 9, 4. Next, copy. And you add the total, or you add them. That's the total, 20. Next, yung 20, divide natin sa 360. Because one circle is 360 degrees. So, i-divide natin by 20. So the answer is 18. So 360 divided by 20 is 18. Ibig sabihin, bawat isang voters will going to have 18 degrees. So 18 degrees bawat isa. So for this one, add additional column. Susulat mo degrees. And then to get the degrees, just multiply the number, the frequency by 18. So 18 times 4, that's 272. 3 times 18, 4, carry 2, 54, and then times 9, that's 2, carry 7, 72, 162, and then times 18 again, that's 72. Make sure that if you're going to total this is 360 degrees. So i-total natin. 72 plus 54 plus 162 plus 72. The total is 360. So that's correct. So the total is 360. So next, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to make a circle. Tapos, make sure yung circle, meron siyang nakagawa ka na ng line at saka center. So, we had the wrong circle. So, gagawa ka ng circle, tapos make sure that you identify the center, and you're going to make the first radius. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to measure na. So for Justin, it's 72 degrees. So what you're going to do is make sure itong center nasa ilalim nito. Next, itong line nasa ilalim nito. So, okay. Next thing you're going to do is after making sure na nasa ilalim siya, you're going to measure now kung saan ang 72. So, it's depende kung saan pipili. Diba, this is the first line. So, dito dapat ang 0. So, saang scale ang 0? It's the upper or the lower or outer or the inner scale. So, dito sa red ka titingin kasi nandito ang 0. Nag-start siya sa 0 dito. So, 0 to 72. So, 72. 72. So, dito 72. So, galing dito patungo dito si Justin. Next, you're going to make the line. So, ganyan. Line. Connect it. This is for Justin. Next, for Justin naman, after kay Justin, we're going to have now for Taylor. Taylor naman is 54. So, again, make sure na ito nasa dito, tapos itong line nasa baba rin ng line. So, it's 54. Sa red tayo titingin kasi nandito 0. So, 54 is in here. So, 54, connect. This is for Taylor. So, next, after Taylor would be Adele, which is 162. So, 162. So, dito sa 0. So, 160. Nandito 160. 160. 1, 2. So, this is 162. This is for Adele. And here, ibig sabihin ito para kay Bruno. So, that's the pie graph. So, usually, meron siyang mga percent na binibigay. So, all you have to do is divide mo lang yung 4 by 20. That's the percent. So, if you have a calculator, that's easier. So, 4 divided by 20, it's 1/5. Change that. It's or multiply it by 100 so that it would be percent, so 20%. Si Justin, 20%. Kasi 4 rin si Bruno, so this is also 20%. Next, si Taylor, just 3 divided by 20 times 100, it's 15. So si Taylor is 15%. And last is si Adele, 9 divided by 20. Mauna yung frequency of 9 divided by total. Tapos times 100, it's 45. So 45%. So if you're going to add all of them, it should be 100%. So that's how you're going to make the pie graph. Next, we're going to make the last graph, which is the line graph, which is quite easy. Still quite easy pa rin. Madali lang siya. So, this is the given. Make a line graph of the data below. So, the data below shows the population in thousands. This is in thousand in a certain city. For example, the year is 1975. It's the population in thousand is 5. Nakalagay dito is 5. However, it is understandable that it is 5,000. So we're going to make a line graph. So first, we're going to make the line. The same with the bar graph, yung perpendicular lines. Next, in here are the years. Sa baba yung year. 1980, 1985, So 1990, 1995, 2000, 2005, and 2010. So the frequency is 58812. So we could have by 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. You can even have it by 1, so mas mataas siya. But it's easier by 2 na lang. So 1975 is 5,000 only. So you can write the label population in thousand. Sorry for the handwriting. Tapos dito it's year. So dito 1975 5. So 1975 5. So 5,000. 1980 is 8. 1985 is also 8. 1991 is just 1,000. 1995 is 2,000. So saan kaya napuntang iba? For 2000 it's 6. For 2005 it's 9. Bigla rin siyang dumami. And for 2012 it's 12. Or 2010 it's 12. So connect. So that's the line graph. Some would connect it from here, papunta dyan. However, we're just going to start with the first year, which is 1975. So that's how you're going to make an histogram, pie, bar, and line graph. Thank you.